Wow, they really did just do built-in choice band. It really is just that. I understand the logic of why that's so strong, but God, I would actually hate that in normal play.
It's level 55. Oh God.
Let's take a look at some of the Pokemon here.
Yeah, one of the issues with giving that to the AI though is you should be very worried about it because it'll probably sweep you since it's decently fast, base 95 physical attack, of course. So yeah, it's going to be a huge issue. No, it is going to be a huge issue if the AI is smart enough to pick Icicle Crash. That's the issue. Like, yeah, if a human were playing, like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna spam Icicle Crash, do like bonkers damage to everything. Yeah, it would 100% chance be a huge issue that would definitely sweep my team. The AI is not that smart. It could use Taunt and get locked into Taunt. I did look up its moveset, by the way.
Yeah, Icicle Crash, Headbutt, Taunt, Uproar.
So yeah, statistically speaking, it is unbeatable. It's not used by somebody smart enough to make it unbeatable.
Meanwhile, Happy's over here. Taunt is a very strong move. It can be, but not when it's the only move you can use. I do not like this thing being this strong. Also, shout out to this route, which I believe is the one that has the random ass trainer chips. That's like, when Pokemon Gigantamax, they're not actually getting large. It's just an illusion.
Tails, I'm risking my life to read that sign right this second. You spoiled it.
Oh, I'm sorry!
Oh God, not Woodhammer.
How does Woodhammer work?
It hurts, that's how it works.
How did it die?
It's a recoil move.
Oh, thank Christ.
Oh, the squirrel's evolving.
Maybe they'll taunt you so hard you'll just die. Maybe!
And that's how they added vicious mockery to Pokemon. It's a squirrel. You don't need that.
Covet.
Trainer tips. The Dynamax phenomenon is caused by a special power that originates from within Pokemon, warping the space around them and making them appear far larger than they truly are. Some Pokemon... note, it said appear far larger than they actually are. Some Pokemon also change appearance upon Dynamaxing. This particular kind of Dynamaxing, well known as Gigantamaxing.
You know, I will say I'm glad you read the sign because I completely forgot that they noted that it was something to do that was within the Pokemon itself. Like, it's a phenomenon within the... So I guess the wishing stars are responding to a power within the Pokemon. So Pokemon have a mysterious power within them that, one, can react to wishing stars to do the Dynamaxing appearance thing, and also they innately have the power to shrink themselves. You thought I wasn't going to bring that up again. You thought I wasn't going to bring that up again.
No. Don't. I was fully... I read that and you were like, oh, speaking of that, I was like, oh, I know exactly where it's going. I should have just... I should have just muted you. Oh, God. Man, if only I had a fire type that's, like, actually high enough to function. I may... Oh, Lord. A shame. Gosh dang it. Oh my lord.
Squove it. Dynamax G-Max was a terrible gimmick. Alright, so Andrew's not a fan of it. It was not happy. I'm meh on like Dynamaxing and stuff, but I'm glad that the way the gimmick functions gave it to every Pokemon innately.
The thing with Dynamaxing is the thing with the gimmicks is it's like it feels like there's a like a little slider, and the further to the left the slider is, the more aesthetically pleasing the gimmick is, but the less functional it is in game. And the further right you slide the slider, the less aesthetically pleasing it is, but the better it functionally works in game. Yeah, those crowns on the Terra Pokemon is like the most heinous thing yet, but that's like the most functional, genuinely functional mechanic. Like looking at how the actual mechanic works, not how it's implemented in story mode.
You know, in retrospect, the only thing those crowns are really there for is to visually represent the type they changed into, right? They really could have ditched the crowns, kept the cool, like, crystal-looking aspect, and just done, like, a marker on the Pokemon's name or something. Or, like, tinted the crystals a color to help let you know visually what it turned into, but they really could have just put that next to the name. Like, I'm looking at the UI right now, and I guess I can't remember if Scarlet's looks exactly the same, but it's like, you can see Corviknight's name, you see its little gender marker, and then there's like a whole space there before even the paralysis shows up that you could easily just plop on a little type marker onto, and when they do Terra typing. So honestly, not knowing which it's Terra typing into right off the bat could also be a cool, fun idea.
Oh god, you have 2 Pokemon. Oh my god.
Mega Eevee, Z Crystals, Terra are much better and healthier for Pokemon battles than D-Max, G-Max, since it was so bad. Smogon banned it from every tier. It's not that it's bad that they banned it. That's really not it.
Also, you say it was so bad they banned it from release. No, they banned it before release. They didn't even let it like function. Also, from what I hear, it's really just like competitive people don't like. They like things to stay consistent, and Dynamax and Gigantamax added a lot of inconsistency, which it's hard to really gauge. I'm going to say I don't know enough of a competitor to say that it's like not a bad thing for competitive, but I will say it is not a bad thing in general for that to be a thing. Yeah. And honestly, Gigantamax Pokemon is actually probably, aside from the appearance, the single best gimmick for single player.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of this has to actually do with... Excuse me, 1 second. Can die real quick.
As you do.
A lot of this does have to do with the implementation, rationalization overall is a much better gimmick than Gigantamaxing, even. But we got to it and they all like all the gym leaders teared into their type, and it generally made the fight easier. So like with how it's implemented, it's not really affecting the single player as positively as the type Gigantamaxing of this is. I actually don't know much about the old Corviknight Legend. Oh, the one you beat me up with? Don't beat me up, don't beat me up. You too, don't beat me up. Oh, I'm gonna heal. Mega Evolution, you're largely locked out of until the post-game.
Mm-hmm.
And then Z moves. For the most part, there are arguments either way, but there actually are arguments that Z moves is mechanically the worst of the gimmicks. And it is especially worse from a casual perspective because what do you think the appeal of Z moves is, Tails? Like, what would you think the appeal for using in those in battle would be?
My brain just goes to the same thing it is in other RPGs. It's a fun spectacle that feels strong.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, that is a whole bear after you.
So I was gonna be like, all right. So there's a gentleman. Let's just see if we can skip them. So I was trying to skip this guy too, just by walking on the opposite side of the map. He was far off screen, and he still saw me fine. So we're not gonna be able to skip that. Girl Orangutan.
I'm sorry. I just love the idea that you're getting your exiting stage left pursued by a fucking bear tick. He's like, yo, you want a battle? You're a child being chased by a bear, and he's like, well, we'll come and check out my Gigalith for a second. I'm sorry.
The only way this would be better if it was like Scarlet and Violet or Legends Arceus. We could still see it in the background.
The bear tick politely like was going to swipe on you, saw that there was Pokemon battle, and just like backed up, like is politely waiting to continue pursuing you after the battle is done. They've got manners, you know. They're feral, but they've got manners. To be fair, the Gigalith is very cool. Lyra and the bear tick are giving like a little clap to the Gigalith because it's very cool. So, Lyra, is the bear still like there when you come out of the battle?
We'll see in a minute, won't we?
I feel some fear in your voice when you said that.
Oh, that's a friend.
How? That was one of those ones. That was like one of the big static encounter things, right?
Yep.
Oh, Lyra, that's level 55.
Ow. Ow again.
Rude.
Get smoked.
So Lyra, you were asking me what the perceived thing I would like about Z moves is?
Yeah, so it's just, like maybe like the limit breaks from Final Fantasy, just like super moves. They're stronger than anything else.
Yeah. It's a battle super move.
Yeah, one Mara super move. Mechanically, what ended up being good is status Z moves that raise statuses or stuff like that. Ones that don't even have special animations.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, so like I believe Javier was like, didn't people hate Z moves in competitive? I believe that is the aspect of them that they didn't like because that was the ones that would actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bear is still there, but he's forgotten about me.
He didn't think the Gigalith was cool.
I just have a bottle cap.
Also, I do realize that I think there's a misconnect here. Andrew seems to be discussing stuff that is bad for competitive. and instead of the series as like maybe a whole or the single player experience, because one of the messages here is D max G max was made for doubles, which is where it's fine, but within singles it's just too much. So you're saying it's bad for competitive, that it's one of the worst gimmicks for competitive, which you also have to remember most people don't play. Pokemon has a big competitive scene due to how huge Pokemon is, not due to like just the percentage of players that plays competitive. So for most people, something being bad in competitive doesn't necessarily translate to it being bad for their experience, because most players are not ever touching competitive ever.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, you were saying earlier, Lyra, like I don't quite know enough about competitive, quite say it. The way I always see with competitive is, you were talking earlier about how in competitive there's only really like 5% of Pokemon that are utilized, which is saying something because it's Pokemon. Competitive scene likes it that way. That is like a good. That is how it's supposed to work, at least from my outside viewing of it. They don't want it to be more than 5% of Pokemon that they have to learn how to deal with. And Dynamax and Gigantamax means you've got to learn so many more than that if allowed in. Is the vibe I got from not even allowing it to be there at all. Seeing it before game and saying, no, we're not dealing with that, is because that's like 10 times the amount of work you now have to put in to be on top of the meta and competitive.
I have to call out. I was smart and it made the fight trivial. So we just fought the the guy who had the Darmanitan. And before the fight started, I was like, man, is there anything I can use? Is there anything I can nab? Any item I can give Kretcher to give me any sort of an edge here? For the most part, the answer was no. But I saw Bright Powder, which lowers the opponent's accuracy. So I was like, let's try it. Throws it on, go in. The Darmanitan is smart. It uses Icicle Crash, which could potentially wipe the team. It misses, and I one-shot it with the high jump kick. So anyway,
canonically, isn't that just you rubbing shiny powder on Kretcher to blind it?
yeah, isn't it great?
Hold up a second, sir. You take out like a makeup thing and you just clap it onto Kretcher. You're like, all right, we're good to go.
Happy as
beautiful.
Happy is disappointed at the lack of devastation, death and devastation. I forgot you had that move. Oh, thank Christ.
I think Happy is disappointed at the lack of taunting specifically.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because that also would have been fucking hilarious.
Keep in mind, High Jump Kent doesn't have 100 accuracy, has a high chance to miss, and do a lot of damage to creature. Yeah, if you saw I paused on High Jump Kick, that was because I was well aware that I could miss and it could hurt. But I knew that on the flip side, Brick Break might miss, and if Brick Break missing, and if Brick Break missed, no, not missed. If Brick Break had a chance to not one-shot it, and if Brick Break did not one-shot it, then the Icicle Crash would hurt a lot more than the recoil damage from High Jump Kick.
Yeah.
It was a calculated risk, and I'm pretty dang good at math, I do say so myself. Gosh, dang it.
I'm still also really on Mega Evolution, but I do want to say I'm still sad that they gave so many Mega Evolutions to so many already great Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. That's the mechanic thing that makes it worse than
It should have been saved for Beedrill and Pidgeots.
Yeah, should have been saved for Beedrills, Pidgeots, and Raichus and Flygons. But instead of Raichus and Flygons getting it, Mewtwo's and Mewtwo's and Salamence and Garchomps got it. But Lyra, you may hear saying, I know Andrew is going to make this point. Mega Garchomp is worse than regular Garchomp. That was not intentional. They did not make Mega Garchomp worse as a way to nerf it. They genuinely tried to make it better and failed.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they tried to make it better and failed. Also, shout out to, once again, Gardevoir was already one of, like, a top-tier Pokemon already. And then Gen 6 came, and then they were like, what if we gave it one of the best typings together? And also a Mega. Like, that really was the generation to be a Garchomp fan.
Yeah, Gardevoir fan.
Or Gardevoir fan. Yeah, that was really the generation to be a Gardevoir fan, because holy shit, that was for you.
Double special shout out to the fact that, ow. No, they can no longer escape. You mean looked me. The horror.
This is the incorrect Pokemon to name his friends.
Oh, wait, does that also lower defense? Mean look that constantly lowers defense? That's actually interesting.
Flygon almost got a Mega, didn't because of Art Block. Hopefully it gets one in ZA, as well as some older ones getting new Megas. It still doesn't make up for the fact that Garchomp got one, and Gardevoir got one. Like, the point isn't that Flygon needed one, it's that those good ones should not have gotten them.
Yeah, there are probably like 100 Pokemon that could have used a Mega Evolution. They literally could not have given one all of them. That doesn't mean that they should have given it to Garchomp and Salamence instead. Like, again, where's the Raichu Mega Evolution? They didn't say they had Arbok on that. Is this a double battle? Gosh, dang it.
I didn't think about it, but yeah, I guess ZA, it would be a good chance to do more Megas if they wanted.
They already confirmed that they're adding Megas into it.
Oh, okay.
Either that, or the Mega Evolution symbol at the end is the greatest bait in the world. Yeah, that's a good combo for a double battle. They did give one to, I don't know, that was cool. I honestly definitely think, Andrew says, hopefully they give, some to old Mons, and I guess these technically count as old Mons, because, X and Y are over that. Cameraman is so tired. It's like, God dang it. Jillian, not again.
Not again, Jillian. Here's his Mega Charizard Z. Can I ban him?
No. Here's the deal, Tails. You screenshot it. Just put it in your little one channel. And if he is wrong, you decide. Either if he's wrong for being wrong and just saying it, or if he's right for speaking into the world, whichever one you feel is more fitting, banish him to the tier 3 corner.
You know what? Fair. It would be so funny if it was just bait. I would probably die laughing. I'm kind of paying attention. More Mega Ag/Win, says Winter. Still thinking about the one dude who has an Ag Flash as part of his design, and we didn't get those Mon in the DLC for Scarlet Violet.
Who has Ag Flash as a part of his design?
One of the dudes from the DLC. It's like part of his scarf. Winter Lily can probably tell you who it is. I don't know the name, but we saw his design. It was like, oh, clearly he has like it as part of his scarf. Clearly he has to like have it. It's got to be a part of the DLC. And then it wasn't. Yeah, Winter. The only reason I know about this fucking man is because you yelled in my DMs about it.
Andrew was like, we should do old Pokemon, and as I said, technically, I guess this would count. They would count because Gen 6 is 10 years old, so it technically could pass for old Pokemon. But I think the main generations they should focus on is actually the newer ones. Generation 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Because Generation 5 has exactly 1 Mega. Generation 6 has exactly 1 Mega. And the rest obviously came up after Mega Evolution exists, so they all have no Megas.
Yeah.
So I think they should hit up some like really highly sought out ones like Mega Flygon and Mega Raichu, but other than that, I think they should mostly stick to oh, that finally hit. I think they should I think that would have one shot if we didn't have light speed up. I think they should mostly stick to newer Pokemon actually. And because of that, I think the starters for Legends ZA should skip. There should be no Generation 1 or 3 starters in the mix. Because some obvious starter picks, some obvious mega picks will be the Pokemon that can some obvious picks for Pokemon to let Mega Evolve would be the 3 starters they pick. Yeah, and Generation 1 and 3, all the starters already have Megas.
Also, if Mega Evolution is coming back and you give a Pokemon that already has a Mega and you don't let the other 2 have a Mega, there's just going to be an obvious better choice. Also, Lara, I sent you a DM and it has the person who has the AG slash scarf that most upset Winter.
Which one is it?
Middle, it's the director dude in the white suit. And if you look at his like scarf, it's the AG slash hands, complete with a little swirl on one of them. Also, Winter, I see that you had posted it in the server, but I had already sent it to Lyra. I was just waiting for a good chance to mention it.
Oh, now you cast Tailwind. It's a little late since I'm getting 2 open shots to blast you. Although now I know I should have used Nuzzle because yeah, I didn't one shot. And now it's really gonna go first. I guess I think Tailwind doubles and paralysis halves, so I don't think it would have mattered. Oh, or I could just quick attack. That's an option here. Yeah, right. Thinking that Super Fang 2 were really too far in the fight for Super Fang to matter. What strength? I'm at a loss for words. Nice work, everyone. Like if it had Super Fang instead of Tailwind, I would have been worried. Honestly, we were like damaged, so I was honestly more worried about moves that did damage than Super Fang. Oh, with that, we're here.
There they go. My favorite of the Corviknight line. The uniform, bird flaps, and all.
It's fine.
So the lead up into here is super cool, but I can't get over how quickly the ice just fades away. Like you're in a horrible, like it's darkened, icy area, and then immediately it's like clear once you go over the hill.
Here we are, Wyndon, the town I am in the most. Because the music it plays in the Pokemon League, as some people might have been able to tell, is one of my favorite songs because it's the pre-stream music as well as the outro for videos on YouTube Music.
Oh.
Alright, Wyndon City. This is the place where I become a legend at last. You get it, don't you, mate? After all, I'm about to become the new champion of the Galar region. That's it, I'm headed straight for Wyndon Stadium. Don't waste too much time, Lara. You should head there yourself. And with that, we're making Hop Beta Week.
Once again, that seems to be an ongoing theme in this of Hop, don't take too long. Us, alright, see you next week, Hop.
Yeah, that will be enough for today. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time. And I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. Beautiful, perfectly timed tails.